Prophetess Zabile. I get to the 22nd of July 2024, which was yesterday. Now don't forget that the number 22 is always the key of David. And then we've got July, the 7th month, completion, perfection, and rest. And I made a note here. It just simply said the Golden Gate. And trust me, I may forget something. The Lord never forgets. When it's time to deal with something or to move an agenda forward, He will bring all things to remembrance. I wasn't even waiting for this one. Just as I was sitting in prayer, and then I finished and I opened YouTube, the first thing that popped up was a video with a headline that said something like, Johann Rupert, godfather of the Stellenbosch Mafia, or something of that nature. I didn't even spend much time on it. I opened it quickly, picked up one or two triggers, and then I closed it again. But here's what I picked up, and at a later stage, when I do get into this, I will credit the owner of the video by linking it to this video later on, or whenever the Lord puts it in my heart to do so. Remember that when I first began to talk about the rise and fall of kingdoms, and in particular the fall of sex kingdoms, I made a progression, and I got to a point where I started speaking about The Godfather, and I spoke about the movie called The Godfather, which featured Robert De Niro at some point. I'm not going to repeat the things that I said in those videos. I had to take them down because of the people of the cult mafia. But it's fine, because I know that in the Jew season, there is nothing that they're going to be able to do to control the narrative. God is just going to leave them for a while. But that party is over. No one will keep anything suppressed or hidden or sealed. Yeah, thank you. So now the Lord started talking to me about the fall of financial kingdoms and certain kings of economic influence. So I just made a note of the influence of the financial kingdoms attached to the particular godfather that was being discussed, that being the media, technology, banking and finance, healthcare, and consumables. Wonderful. Something about 1.5 trillion rands was being mentioned, as in this is how big the empire is of these particular individuals in this particular financial mafia, if that's what it's called. Please excuse me. Oh my goodness. I have never seen this anyway. Not only have I been sick the entire winter, but it's just, yeah, it's been warfare after warfare after warfare. So anyway, the first time I heard someone speaking personally about being involved in some trillion-dollar industries was when I saw a video of the current Minister of ICT of the Kingdom of Eswatini, the Honorable Savannah Mazia, as she was making her address to His Majesty King Mswati III, I do believe at Manvulo Hall, shortly before it was announced that she was going to be the Minister of ICT in Eswatini. I neither envy nor admire Savannah Mazia, since I do not know what sacrifices she has had to make to become successful and wealthy. What I do want to tap into are the keys she brings as the kingdom's Minister of ICT. Now, I have to give it a bit of context. 6 years ago, after the cult family of a certain kingdom had hauled me to court on charges of treason and various other trumped-up charges, the Lord opened up an opportunity for me to sit on the board of directors of Eswatini Post and Telecommunications Corporation, EPTC. I have been working on the vision of 7750 Global Media and Publishing since the beginning of the year 2018. But it began as just a prophetic magazine launched on the 5th of December 2015, the second year anniversary of the death of Nelson Mandela. 5 years later, it graduated from being a vision of just a mere magazine to an entire media and publishing business. Even before the announcement that Savannah Mazia was the Minister of ICT, I knew from the way videos of her were just being pushed through onto my YouTube as she began to make public appearances at various forums that God was giving me messages about this woman. Sometime later, the names of the cabinet ministers were published, and she is indeed the lady at the helm of information, communication, and technology. Since I wrote this yesterday, which was the 22nd of July 2024, and it was a public holiday, I wrote here today is a public holiday to celebrate the birthday of King Sobhuza II, his would-be 125th birthday. I have been linking this 125 years of King Sobhuza to my marriage of 25 years, which has nearly ended in the loss of my life, literally. And I have been saying that attempts have been made on my life over the years, simply for making it clear that I did not want to be part of any adulterous arrangements involving third parties of various kinds. I saw on the ENTC calendar that the description of the public holiday of the 22nd of July 2024 was not just the birthday of King Sobhuza II, but it also states that the vision of King Somhlolo, visualizing the coming of Christianity into the kingdom, is part of the celebrations of that day. The ENTC is the Eswatini National Trust Commission, and it indicated that the holiday is accompanied by a festival of praise. I wasn't feeling so well yesterday. In fact, there was war in the heavenlies yesterday. So I just ended off the note here by writing falling 86. And that's a code which I am going to explain a bit later. But it was the 16th of Tammuz yesterday. And I'll address that in the next video. As I said, I had to end off here and it was rather abruptly because there was spiritual warfare. But thanks for watching and thanks for listening.